Well, I had some time to kill, and so I decided to do a book tour. The books I really like, the books I own, and the books I recommend to people. So, in this section, this is one of my books, The Art of Peace. I never really liked it though. It seemed to be almost too preachy for me. So, I wouldn't recommend that one. Coming to it, these are some of my favorite books. One in particular is this called Wind in the Willows, a beautiful book. And there's a chapter in this book called Dulce Domum, which is one of my favorite chapters of all time. This one. So, really good book. I read it as a kid and I still read it sometimes. Well, another book that has, oh god, this book right here is a 10 out of 10 book. It has helped me through more things than I can ever even contemplate. So it forms the basis of all of my thinking, of my whole philosophical self, and everything I think about is somehow derived from this one tiny book. I picked this book up by accident in Sapna Book House because I used to read these Zen stories in the newspaper, and I was very fascinated by it. And I just picked up a book because I had to pick up a book, and oh, this one might be, you know, might be good. But this book is actually so complicated and so comprehensive. It honestly really changed my life. So this book is it's probably the top book on here. This is another book written by Jocko Willink, Leadership, Strategy and Tactics. It's a field manual. It has a lot of different. My sister gifted this to me, by the way. It has like a lot of different situations. So, see, look at this. And as you are in these situations, you can refer whichever chapter you want to. Coming up next is the Holy Trinity called Reckless, right? These three books are my favorite young adult fiction books, right? So these are the three parts. The absolute best one, in my opinion, is this Fearless one. Beautiful book. I first read Fearless actually, and then I read Reckless. But Fearless is honestly a very good book. Coming over to the shelf, this right here is also very important. It's called Winter's Heart by Robert Jordan, the ninth book in the Wheel of Time. My favorite fictional series ever. You see, this one is a young adult one, right? It has like romance and stuff. But this is just pure fantasy, right? Like fucking amazing fantasy. So I would definitely recommend the Wheel of Time series. These two are kid books, Dragon Rider and Ink Death. So I used to read these books as a kid. Dragon Rider is my favorite kid book. Inkheart is a little more complex, but it's also good. It's the last book in a series. I think Inkheart, Ink Spell, and then Ink Death. This is also a really good book. The complete works of Khalil Gibran. So Khalil Gibran is a Lebanese poet. Very nice poetic style. Half of his poems I don't understand, if I'm being honest. But the ones I do understand, I really like. So these are all the books in this section. Coming here, you have the Bhagavad Gita as it is, and Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Kannada. ಸೊ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಓದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು, ಆದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I think since I have read Zen Buddhism, maybe my whole philosophical outlook is more towards that side, is slightly askew towards Buddhism. Maybe. And this is a book I bought recently. World War II in Photographs. Good book. If you can see, that's Winston Churchill. I would have preferred Hitler, but whatever. So it's a nice book. It's a picture book. Of course, it's written by a British guy. So it has a lot of British sections. Oh god, fuck it. This is SSB interview for my Air Force. Good book. And this is EKT. Even though I'm never taking EKT, I just got it. So these are 3 history books: Modern India, Ancient India, and Medieval India. Good books. Unfortunately, none of the questions came from these books. So very disappointing. This is probably the last book, called Discipline Equals Freedom. One of my favorite books. It's like basically Jocko Willing talking to you. See, can you see this book? It's a very good book. You can just read 1 or 2 pages anytime you feel weak, and it's definitely going to help you. So this was Amog's book tour. Another honorable mention is this beautiful tablet. Unfortunately, it's almost dead, right? Even if I do charge it, the charging is it drains too fast. But nevertheless, I have read a lot of books in this. The whole Wheel of Time is here. There are so many books on this, so this is an honorable mention. I love this tablet too. Anyway, that was book tour. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.